Hi guys, Knights Tech UK here, and today we're going to see how this 2016 HP Envy Ultrabook plays some older PC games. The specs are, it's got an i5 processor running at 2.4 GHz, HD520 graphics, 8 GB of RAM, 256 GB SSD, and a Quad HD screen. You may be thinking, why play games on an Ultrabook at all? Why not get yourself a better laptop with a better processor and graphics card? But there are a number of reasons why people buy Ultrabooks. But the biggest selling point of an Ultrabook is purely its weight. It's a very light device, as you can see here. You will notice that weight difference on your back at the end of the day, I guarantee it. Another great thing about an Ultrabook is that you can carry it so easily. It barely takes up any space in your bag, and sometimes I even forget that it's actually in there, and I have to be careful about not overloading the bag and putting too much crap around it and not damaging the laptop. That's happened to me a couple of times. I know what you're thinking, an Ultrabook is not designed to play games, and I kind of understand why you think that, because most of the marketing for Ultrabooks are actually aimed at business users that want to travel with a computer that is small, light and powerful, but not powerful enough to play games. So that's why they never mention the gaming capabilities of an Ultrabook in any of their marketing spiel. But I've had this HP Envy 13 for a year, and I've played so many games on it, and I was pleasantly surprised. And it's been an amazing experience because you get some amazing speakers, the screen is stunning, the keyboard's great, and it's got an amazing battery life. So let's have a look at how well this system plays older PC games. First up, Boise City, and as you can see, it really didn't want to run. It took some tinkering. I had to update my video card drivers, which I found hard to believe because it's such a old game, but updating my video card drivers fixed my issues. It ran brilliantly. I couldn't get fraps to display the frames per second, but you can clearly see that is a good 60 FPS. It never drops any frames, no matter what's happening on the screen. It stays at 60, it looks great and plays great. Next up, Unreal Tournament 2004. This game is playing beautifully, never drops a frame. It's spending most of the time in the high hundreds. It does drop down sometime to the 70s and 80s when there's a lot going on the busier servers. I haven't actually got the footage because I actually forgot that I was actually making a video. It's that good and I couldn't stop playing the game. I found it hard to pull myself away, but this is playing amazing on this Ultrabook, and thumbs up from me. Love it or hate it, Doom 3 pushed the boundaries. It gave us graphics we never thought possible. I couldn't believe how well this game was playing on an Ultrabook. My gaming PC in 2004 could not play this game. I had to buy a new graphics card and it still didn't play it that great, to be honest. I had to play it on medium settings. I'm playing this on Ultra and it looks fantastic. I can't believe such a thin device can play this game so well. I was so impressed. I loved playing this game, and again, it was another game that I found hard to put down once I started playing. Half-Life 3 may be a long-running joke on the internet, and I understand, it's a meme, but Half-Life 2 is an amazing game, and look at it, it looks fantastic. I honestly believe this could be ported to a PlayStation 4 and people would be happy with it. The gameplay is top notch, the story is amazing, and it runs beautifully, even on this Ultrabook. As you can see, the frame rates are extremely high, they're in the hundreds. I'm happy, and you should be happy watching this. Gears of War was a fantastic game on the Xbox 360, and I could not believe we actually got a port to the PC. As you can see, we are playing at 720p and the frame rates are great. The frame rates are actually better than the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360's frame rate target was 30 frames per second at 720p, but it could not maintain that. In the many busy scenes, the actual frame rate will drop below 15 frames per second, and I've never seen that on this Ultrabook. I understand it's a much newer device and technology moves forward, but I was absolutely blown away to think that this little Ultrabook plays games better than an Xbox 360. That literally blew my mind. I couldn't believe how well this is running, and has definitely earned a thumbs up from me. I thought I'd better chuck in a racing game, so I chose the Grid as I owned it. It's actually not called the Grid, it's just called Grid
Runs great, well within the 40s, very smooth, looks fantastic. As I said, I'm not a fan of racing games, but they do look good, and again, runs great. I'm happy with the frame rate. Street Fighter 4 is arguably the best Street Fighter game ever made, and I honestly believe it is much better than Street Fighter 5. As you can see, the frame rates are amazing. 60 frames per second locked. It doesn't drop below 60 once. And at the end of this video, you'll see the benchmark, and it's rated A. Can you believe that? This is an ultrabook playing one of the best Street Fighter games ever made. I'm smiling. I love this game. Thumbs up from me. I know. This isn't exactly an old game, it's only just been released, but look at it, Sonic Mania looks like it could have been released in 1994 on the Mega Drive, but it looks fantastic. It's running at Quad HD, believe it or not, at 60 frames per second, locked. It never drops below 60 once. As I said before, it does look kind of old, but it looks amazing, runs fantastic, and it has the best soundtrack of any Sonic game ever. Enjoy. I'm actually risking a copyright strike for this, but sod it, let's listen. I thought I'd sneak in some sneaky emulation footage, and I think it runs amazing. I know it's only the Super Nintendo, but it is upscaling to Quad HD, and it looks fantastic, as you can see. Runs at a locked 60 frames per second, never dropping a single frame. I'm not going to go into detail about emulation, but I thought I would stick in another way of playing some games, because there's actually hundreds of thousands of games that you could play via emulators. I don't know if it's my age, but I just prefer older games, and I've got so many games in my collection that I haven't actually got round to playing, and this system actually gives me a really good vessel to play it on because it's so light, and I travel a lot, so it's actually really handy to technically have a gaming ultrabook. And I haven't even got around to any indie titles. That will be for another day.
So there you have it, guys. An ultrabook is actually an amazing gaming laptop if you're willing to play older PC games like myself, and emulation as well. It's absolutely great at emulation. I didn't show much emulation because I can't be bothered with the horrible comments that some people put on other videos about emulation. I've got no issues with emulation. I absolutely love it. I always use my 8-bit do NES Bluetooth controller. That's an amazing thing to carry around with me, and it's light, so it pairs up. I play games with it wherever I want to. That's down to me, really, isn't it? But the point of the video is that ultrabooks can play games, and they play them really well. They really do. You know, I've played games on this system for hours. And I normally reach for it. I really do. I normally reach for it. If the game can play on here, I'd rather reach for this because it's lighter. I love the screen, and it's something quirky. There's just something quirky about playing games on an ultrabook because you know that it wasn't designed for that. So it's how I want to use it. So I'll always use what I buy how I want to use it, not how, you know, like the internet is saying, like, why would you want to play games on an ultrabook? But I really enjoy it. I really do. And hopefully maybe you'll try that, and you'll be surprised at how well your ultrabook. And I'm not just talking about ultrabooks. I know I keep saying the word ultrabook a lot. I'm not just talking about ultrabooks. It can be for anything that has the HD graphics. Even the older HD graphics are great at emulation. Just try it, see how you go. Until next time, guys, take care.